talking at work to some coworkers about coffee because Angel needed coffee the other day, and I decided that I don't actually like coffee.
Oh, well, I could have told you that.
Yeah, what I like is hot chocolate that tastes like coffee.
Yes. That's exactly what you like.
Yeah, if they had that, I wouldn't drink coffee anymore. Well, actually, that's not true because hot chocolate doesn't have caffeine.
No.
It just has sugar, right?
Yes.
So it has no caffeine. So that's the difference. Basically, all I need is caffeine and the coffee taste.
Do you know what you order?
What?
A mocha.
Is that what that is? Is basically a mocha is like...
It's espresso and then hot chocolate, basically.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
You're welcome.
Do you want to do the intro or is it me again?
It's always you.
Okay. Welcome to Strive Nation Podcast. This is episode 5. I am Cory Estreen, joined with my constant co-host, Taylor Huff.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Good. We got a baller of a show?
Yes.
Yes. What are we talking about?
We're talking about us enacting.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm really excited because we haven't really explained or at least gone through much of our backgrounds. We have some interesting topics every week, but you guys don't know us super well.
Or how we met.
And that's important because it's funny and it's great.
Everyone loves it. Every time I tell people how we met, they're like, "Oh my god, you're so cute."
Yeah,
I know we are.
We are cute. But first, upvotes, downvotes this week.
Yes. What's yours?
Am I starting this off?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I am turning 30 this week. Is it an upvote or a downvote? I'll let you decide.
That's an upvote.
It's an upvote. It's an upvote. I am joining a new demographic of age. I basically it changes the entirety of who I am. Just kidding. I'm going to be like 60 and acting the exact same way. I'll probably look the same too. Just some extra gray hairs. That's
lots of gray hairs.
I'll have a big gray beard.
Yep.
But other than that, it doesn't feel any different. At least not yet.
No.
You know, people make a big deal out of turning 30, but I personally don't understand. It's probably because I'm a man and, you know.
You're going to be 30, flirty, and thriving.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where, I know we're going to dinner. We're going to hang out with some friends. It's going to be chill.
Mm-hmm.
Chill week going on because Thanksgiving and everything. And my birthday lands on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
About every, 3 to 4 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very cool, very cool. That's what we'll be doing for my birthday.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. My downvote, or do you want to do your downvote or your upvote first?
No, you do your downvote.
Okay, my downvote
I love it.
is actually it's a me problem. It is definitely a me problem. So I'm a huge penny pincher. I like to save money, and then randomly on one day I'll just blow a whole bunch. Like we're not talking little amounts. We're like a lot. Okay, so today I decided I was going to buy myself some new monitors. Mm-hmm. New monitors, new AirPods, Taylor's Christmas present, Christmas presents for home. I went all out today. I have severe buyer's remorse. That is my downvote. My own anxiety is causing me into this depression since I did spend a lot, and I'm not happy about it.
I think it's worth it. You deserve it. It's your 30th birthday present to yourself.
Yeah, and I have been working hard.
You have been working hard.
So, but it does feel bad. It's like someone, stabbing me in the chest a few times. It does feel like that a little bit.
It's yourself stabbing you in the chest a few times.
Yes, after all that saving, there it goes. But I did get a new job that pays decently. We're not going into cardboard boxes on the side of the road or anything. So.
No, we aren't.
Yes. Okay, let's get to you. What is your upvote?
My upvote is Black Friday. I'm not shopping Black Friday. I've never gone shopping on Black Friday, but I work Black Friday. And I love it. It's my favorite day of work in the entire year. I think it's a lot of fun. I get very jazzed. I'm like super obnoxious, do my dance moves behind the cash wrap. I'm weird. I know.
Yeah, everyone else is avoiding Black Friday and she works it and she's happy about it for some reason. She's crazy.
I love it. It's so much fun. All the employees are working. We all wear cute matching outfits. We all have our matching face masks this year. And the store is super busy. All of my customers are very, very nice. Are super, super nice. And we make a lot of money.
Yeah. I would like it a lot more if people were just like, Here, take all this money. Now go buy for yourself.
Where I work is a whole bunch of rich moms.
Yeah, they're
so
a bunch of rich people.
that's what they do for themselves.
Rich people in their Lululemons and cowboy boots and what do people wear?
I don't know anyone who wears Lululemons and cowboy boots together.
Well, no, the Lululemons are for the females and the cowboy boots are for the males, right?
Oh, for their husbands who own like oil rigs or
I don't know.
country music stars.
Right, exactly. See, there you go.
That is true. That's
Yeah.
actually very accurate.
Okay, well, see, I wasn't far off.
But yes, I'm very excited for Black Friday.
Yep.
It's going to be great.
What is your downvote?
My downvote is all of the freaking Debbie Downers. This makes me so mad. Everyone is talking about, well, if we even have a Black Friday, we might be closed down by then. No, we are not being closed down. I will have a Black Friday. We are going to be busy and full of customers. And I just don't need that negative attitude in my life.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, especially when you got to make some flow. Your store's got to make some flow, yo.
Yeah, I can't go unemployed again. I'll go freaking nuts.
Oh
I
my
was so
gosh.
bored.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bored and gained like 10 pounds. We don't need to do that again. So that is my downvote.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
Shall we move on to the main topic of this evening?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get into how we met. Shrouded in mystery, no one really knows, but we are going to unveil this for you tonight. Basically, it all boils down to our roots in acting.
That's true. If we hadn't both been actors or in the acting profession, we never would have met each other.
Well, okay, profession's a little high. We basically got paid bottom-feeding dollars, cents to do this stuff, or nothing, or free.
I got paid good a couple times.
A couple times,
A
yeah.
couple times.
I got paid good once.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
One time.
You're a bald man.
Yeah, I'm a bald man. I don't get paid for stuff because everyone's like, no one needs a bald man in their stuff, apparently. But it's
Yeah, you're hard to cast.
yeah, apparently. I just have to get by with my dashing good looks and my funny misdemeanor.
That's very true.
Okay.
Yes. So we met because of acting.
Yeah, do you want to talk about first off, okay, so we both are really into acting. We haven't really done a lot since we moved. Do you want to get into your background in acting and specifically dancing too, because I know you're really big into that, obviously.
Yeah. So I was a competitive dancer all throughout elementary, middle, high school. And for me, I was never the kid that was, I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up. I don't know. I'm do nursing or something. I always knew that I was going to go into the arts. No matter what it was, I was like, arts, it's happening. So I wanted to become a professional dancer originally, but then I really loved acting. I really loved singing. So I was trying to find something that could piece it all together. I'm like, well, Broadway, musical theater, they all have to do all three of it. All three of it? All three of them.
All three of it.
You can tell I didn't go to college for English. It's fine. Yes, so I auditioned at a couple of colleges, and I decided to go to University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, because they had a musical theater program there that was also interdisciplinary. So that meant I was getting like a very well-rounded theater education. I was taking lighting and design classes. I was learning how to build and design sets. I was taking costuming classes, taking dance and theater history. It was really nice that I could also be on set or be working in a show and know what was required of everyone and also how to do that, which is also very beneficial, especially when you're doing like summer stock or anything like that. You might be, yes, an actor in 2 of the plays, but you also are helping build sets, helping costuming, all of that stuff. I started as a musical theater major and then found out that they require you to play an instrument for a class. And I don't play instruments besides, like, I don't know, the very basic of a piano. Like the first 4 counts of Fur Elise. That's all I've got for you. Yeah, so I decided I didn't want to do musical theater anymore because I could not get through all of the piano classes that I had to take. So then I changed my degree to be theater with a emphasis in performance. So it was more acting based. And then I wanted to double major in dance behind that. So I could still do both of them. I just wasn't focusing so much on the singing aspect of it. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I think those are the only classes in college that I enjoyed. And
yeah, you didn't take any of your gen eds.
No. So when I went to college, they're like, take your major classes first because you want to have the skills to start booking things. So I was like, okay, you don't have to tell an 18-year-old me to take 8 a.m. ballet class and jazz and tap and then all these acting and improv classes. Like, that's the best part. So I did all my major classes first and then realized that you kind of have to take the gen eds, and I was not a fan of that.
Yeah, not really into college so much.
No, it's because you gave me all the best classes the first 2 years. I was going to class and doing freaking improv, like running around pretending to be a chicken, and then you're telling me to go to an econ class?
Yeah, I mean, it's all part of getting your degree, though, yo. It's all important.
When am I using econ in theater?
I don't know. But that's, I mean, you went to a 4-year college. Yeah, university. They require that stuff, you know? Basically, what is it? Like 2 years gen eds, 2 years your major, whatever you decided in.
You're supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like a lot of them either. Taking Bible and stuff like that, no thanks. So, plus she didn't like me. She was very odd.
Who didn't like you?
My college professor that I was intro to the Bible, she did not like me.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it was awful. One day, I knew I was going to hate the class. After one day, she explained for 20 to 30 minutes what her period was like in front of the class. After that, I was done. I was like, yep, I'm dropping this. I'll do something else, anything else.
Wait, in Bible?
Yes, intro to the Bible. She was very weird. She was very weird.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Don't make sense to me either. But
that's weird.
Yeah, it was among the few classes that I dropped in college.
Wow.
So anyways.
Oh yeah, anyways, long story short, my favorite part, and the one thing that made me really know that I was passionate about theater, and specifically acting, because I'd mostly been doing dance at that time, was being in a show called Uncommon Women. It's about a group of college girls in the 70s going to college for real things, not for like being a homemaker, basically. These girls were going to school for anthropology and psychology and the sciences. Yeah, it was the first time I was able to really develop a character background and find things that I was also very similar with my character with. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It was also an entire cast of females. Our director was female. Our entire crew was female too, so that was really empowering to see. It was good.
Yeah, and then, I mean, you were pretty much, after college, you heavily went into the dance instructing and dancing. So
yeah.
That's, I mean, I would say you have a far more diverse background in dance than you do acting itself. Yeah,
well, and the thing was with acting, I wasn't doing a whole lot of stage work because I was with an agency already I was with an agency before I started college. So I'd already been doing modeling and acting, like paid gigs.
Right.
So yeah. I was doing a lot more film, which I really wanted to do more film-focused acting, but I wanted to do more dance performance.
Right. So which age, I mean, like, because you were really young when you started dancing, right?
Like 8 years old.
8 years old. I mean, that's way younger than I started acting, period.
Yeah, you started later.
My acting background isn't as far back as Taylor's is. I actually started in high school, which, to be honest, I had incredible stage fright in high school. And not a professor, I forget, they don't call them that in hcome school. They call them teachers. Teachers, that's it. A teacher in high school that I highly respected was like, you should try it. You should come to my drama class. I think it would do you really good. Because I was horrible public speaking. I didn't like the whole, what is it, when you had to get up and give speeches in front of class?
Presentations?
Yeah, presentations. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah, when you had to give presentations, I was horrible at it. Stare at the class naked and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work for me. I was just really, really bad at it. So I made it my goal because I knew if I was going to start to go into the workplace that I would have to be in front of people, have no problem speaking in front of people, that I would have to make this go, like give it a go and at least work on it. So that's what I did. I went into the drama class and I really, really, really enjoyed it. And then right after that, I auditioned for Hello Dolly. Didn't make a lead or anything. I was able to get a supporting kind of extra role in the background, just in the chorus and everything, and I was able to juggle on stage during Hello Dolly. So it was a really kind of a surreal experience for me because I had never experienced something like that. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it was like I was balls deep.
Balls deep. It's a new phrase, people.
I was balls deep in the acting world now. That's what I mean, we went into college, and I went into college for English. Funny enough, didn't last long. I didn't like essays. So I really dove into acting and theater, which I still kind of had stage fright, but I was getting over it, I had learned a few things about how to conduct myself in front of groups of people. It was really working out, and I finally got a role in Hay Fever as a lead, Simon. And this role was very, very exuberant, very, very extroverted, kind of a vibrant character that loved to be in front of people. So it was a really, really a weird undertaking for me. And I specifically remember in one of my rehearsals, we had everyone watching, and it was just a normal rehearsal, but we had probably 20, 30 people in the cast and crew watching. And there was a very specific part that I had to be very, very funny. And I just wasn't. I just was not funny, like, at all. I couldn't make anyone laugh. It was super awkward. And I was supposed to basically, as Simon, I was supposed to profess my love to this other character by running around the room and jumping in front of tables and all this stuff, being super, super vibrant with my arms and everything, and expressing my love. And I couldn't do it. Like, I would just walk around stage. I think I was just scared about what everyone was going to think of me if I tried to do something crazy, and it just fell flat. I was worried so much about what other people were going to think of me. And, like, as an actor, you just can't. You just can't. Sure. So my director at the time, a mentor, someone I consider a mentor, was like, we're not leaving this room until you make us laugh. I don't care if we're here for the next 10 hours straight. No one is leaving this room until you make us laugh.
Oh, no.
It was frightening. It was, I was deathly afraid that I was going to force people to just sit here. So what was I going to do? Just keep doing this rehearsal? The same freaking rehearsal, by the way. We didn't move on. It was same scene, same people, until I made them laugh. 20, 30 minutes in of doing the same scene over and over and over. Everyone's rolling their eyes and is like, are we going to keep doing this? And Steven's like, the director, he's like, yes, we're going to keep doing this. So I'm like, okay, I have to do something different. I have to. And all of a sudden, we started the scene. I'm like, I'm just going to go out. I don't even care. I'm going to make some weird noises out of my face hole. I'm going to run around the room, jump on the tallest piece of furniture as I can, throw pieces of furniture around the room, and act like a crazy ape. So that's what I did. I didn't care what anyone thought. I gave the entire scene my best, and it was funny. It was hilarious. All of the people, the assistant director, the director, everyone in the room was, that super, super low, like, belly laughing.
Yeah.
The one where just everyone's chuckling and they can't stop laughing. That's what's happening. And I remember specifically the assistant director coming up to me, still laughing, saying, "Oh my gosh, Cory, you're actually funny." And ever since then, I've never had a problem, going on my way to make people laugh since then.
Yeah.
And it was a very memorable moment to me. It was like the moment that I finally conquered my stage fright and moved on in college, to continue doing all of these different performances. Mm-hmm. So that was really, really big.
And you've been funny ever since.
I think I'm pretty funny, personally.
I think you're funny too.
Well, that's good. So, yeah, but that was pretty much my college career. I did a lot of stage performance in college and theater. That's my roots is theater. I graduated from St. Norbert College in De Pere, Wisconsin with a bachelor's degree. And shortly thereafter, I started to work on semi-pro stuff with a theater company, the Green Bay Theater Company, on a production of Vagabond Halfback, which is basically all about the Packers. We did a live performance there at one of the local theaters. It was a really cool experience. We moved on from there.
Yeah, so were you in an agency while you're in college, or you didn't join an agency until after?
I didn't actually join an agency until after college. I was working with my father's family-owned business.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, I decided I would spend my free time looking at agencies, looking at ways to use my acting ability outside of, my day job.
Yeah.
And I decided to look up a few agencies, and I eventually got hired for a talent agency in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's where we met.
And that's where we met.
Yes.
You were there way before me already.
I was one of the first. I think I might have been the first one they signed.
At the talent agency.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many people was there before me, but I was a baby.
I was the OG.
Yeah, she was the OG.
I was everyone's favorite.
Yeah. I mean, agencies are pretty cool. I feel like it really depends on the one you get, though.
It definitely depends on where you are. You also have to know what you're getting into when you're with an agency. There's a lot that goes into it. Like, you have to understand, agencies won't just take you on. Like, you have to be talented.
Right.
Like, there's no way around that. If you can't act, you can't model, like, they're not taking you.
Yeah, you gotta have some sort of
talent.
artistic talent or expression for them to take you. You know, you have to look a certain way and be able to model or something like that in order for them to even consider you.
Yeah, because that's how they make their money. They make money off of you booking gigs.
Right.
So if you can't book gigs, you know, they're not going to waste their time.
Yep. You provide the talent, they provide the opportunities for you, and then it's a split.
Yes.
Usually,
well, you don't split all your
Not
pay.
all the way. It's usually a split of like 10, 15%.
Like,
something
around
like that.
15.
Yeah.
And it depends. If you have a manager on top of that, then they take even more of a percent.
Right, exactly.
Which is, I mean, there's perks to that, but...
It was a good experience. You did a lot of gigs with the talent agency, though. You were doing all different kinds of stuff.
I was booked pretty solid.
Yeah.
For the most part. I did a bunch of random commercials that I can't even tell you what they were for anymore, to be honest.
You did some for cigars and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I did, like, what was that? We didn't call it a styled shoot, but it kind of was. It was like a styled kind of like short reel that was used for advertising for a cigar shop, but it was also kind of meant to be more artistic. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you really liked that one. That's why you got kind of your fascination with cigars.
Well, oh, no, I had that hobby before that.
You had that hobby before learning about cigars at a cigar shop during a shoot?
Yeah,
oh, no, you worked at one, didn't you?
That's how I booked it. That's how
wow.
I booked a cigar shoot, was because... So a lot of my background is in modeling. I did a lot of modeling because I was a pageant kid. So I modeled all throughout high school, all throughout college. And because of how I look, I am not your skinny, super tall, like runway model girl. I got some curves. I'm not a size 0. So I did a lot of pinup modeling. And so I did pinup modeling. So I had the look that they were looking for. They wanted someone very like 1940s, 1950s-esque. And then they were casting, and I had already worked in a cigar shop the summer prior. And they said that the lead actress had to know how to smoke a cigar, because it might be required of her. And I was like, I know all this stuff about cigars, blah, 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 blah. And then the owners of the cigar shop, they're the ones that were in charge of the final casting. And they saw me, and they're like, booked.
Yeah, that's cool. See, we're all learning stuff today. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I thought, no, that you learned about cigars from doing the shoot.
Oh, no, I already knew all of it.
Oh, geez. Okay.
That's
wow.
how I got it.
Oh.
They were like, oh, wait, you actually know what you're going to be doing?
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go. A cool girl that knows everything about cigars to show up all the guys, because she probably knows more than the guys do.
I do.
Yeah.
Anytime I see someone smoking a cigar and they're like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. Where was I? I was somewhere and this guy was smoking a cigar and I was like, that's the cigar you're smoking? He's like, yeah. I'm like, this man does not know that I know that is the wimpiest, most sugar-filled cigar you could possibly buy for $5.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I remember what it was. You were with some friends and he was like talking about cigars.
Oh, yeah, and I freaking called him out on
yeah,
it.
you did call him out on it.
Look at me and my giant stogie. I'm like, you're $5 sweet? Okay.
Yeah, right?
You're a real baller.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But you can get work for all different kind of reasons. I've gotten cast before because you can't tell what my ethnicity is.
Yeah, right. Everyone thinks you're Mexican /
or
what is it? All the different things.
Like Armenian. I get Jewish a
Indian,
lot.
black, straight up black.
Yeah, I've been asked if I was black before.
Yeah.
This girl goes to me, she's like, are you even white? Are you black? I don't think I'm black, but thank you. Yeah, so I've gotten cast for Adidas commercials because they shot half of it in Atlanta, and then they had to shoot half of it in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's a lot of white people. guess what? I didn't look white. So I got cast as the Hispanic girl that had been in it prior.
Yeah, there is no mistaking me for my whiteness unless you're going to mistake me for albino, because that's how white I am.
That's true.
I don't get in the sun very often.
No.
There's a very distinct glare that glimmers off my forehead in
You can
the
get
light.
cast as a vampire.
I could. I would just have to file on some fangs. That's all.
I think they would give you prosthetics.
I mean, yeah, but if I really want to look like a vampire, they gotta look real.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding. You know, people do that though.
I know. I think that's weird.
That creeps me out a lot. Plus, I think it would hurt. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Could you imagine? You know how you accidentally bite the side of your cheek, or you bite your tongue?
Yeah.
But you bit it with a fang?
Right. It'd pierce it.
Ugh, no.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Terrible.
But anyways, back to talent agency. You got into styling a little bit.
Yeah, I did pretty much everything at the agency that we were with.
Yeah.
I did acting. I did a lot of modeling. And then, because I was one of their first clients, our main agent, she was agent / manager.
Right.
She had previously done styling work, and she needed a styling assistant. And she was like, oh, do you want to do this with me? I'm like, yes. So I started styling with her as her assistant, and then I ended up getting booked to be the stylist, which was really cool. And that was nice for me, bringing my love of fashion in with, like, into the talent agency. I had never even thought about working behind the scenes or, like, backstage until I started doing that. And it's so much fun. Also, it's a lot more fun than being on camera sometimes, because I get to show up in, like, leggings, and I get to eat all of the craft services, and I don't have to stand in front of a hot light. And then I do have to deal with, like, certain clients' girlfriends who show up to set.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I've had to work on some things with NFL players, and then their girlfriends show up and say, you're touching him. Like, I'm covering up the NFL patch.
Yeah,
chill out. This
that's
is
my job, yo. Yeah, right.
It's my job. I'm getting paid to touch his arm.
Yeah, the agency, I mean, at least from the one that we were, you have to realize that the agency was small, in a small town. It wasn't like something like LA or Chicago or anything like
it's
that.
not nearly the same.
Right, so it's small. So the types of jobs that you're faced with, too, like, you did kind of everything. It wasn't, like, so specialized. Like,
you had to be versatile, or you wouldn't get booked on anything.
Right, even me. I did some modeling, some commercials, stuff like that. It's just, the amount of stuff you do, though. I will say I did not like modeling, and I did not like commercials at all. They were boring. You would sit around for like 12 hours. I don't know, for actually 25 minutes of work. It was exceptionally boring, and the payoff wasn't there. I mean, granted, some of the gigs could pay out a lot of money
for commercials, depending on who it was.
Right? Depending on whether it's a union gig and everything like that.
Yes.
Which we'll get into State Farm later. Probably that was your highest paid out gig, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. That was mine too.
Yeah, that was one. I did another. Oh, it was that, and I did Adidas.
Okay.
Those two are my highest paying.
Yeah, so I imagine the Bellin ones were pretty good for people too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those probably.
That was my favorite shoot I've ever done.
The Bellin one?
Yeah, because I got cast as a nurse, and then I got there, and the person who was supposed to be a patient, they accidentally put the nurse makeup on her. And so they're like, shoot, we don't want to take it off and start all over. They're like, will you be the patient? Yeah, I'll be the patient. All I had to do was lay in a bed. It was fantastic.
Hardest job ever.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And then if they were trying to figure out something, they're like, oh, we'll have craft services bring you something. What do you want? So people are literally bringing me food and drinks while I'm laying in this hospital bed. So they didn't want me to get out and like disturb any of the styling. It was fantastic.
That is really funny.
I loved it.
I think the main reason why I wasn't really into it, I did a lot of that stuff too. It's just the commercials, they're so shallow as far as the payout for like what you invest.
Yeah.
Like you know, if you're going on stage, like what I was used to, you're taking the time to read lines, to memorize the script, but you're also taking time to like invest in a character and like learn all the intricacies of that character. Whereas, like, for commercials, there's no
artistic value.
There's no artistic value at all.
Yeah.
So, granted, the pay can be fine, but, like, that's not why I do it, especially if you're passionate about acting. That's why you see, like, people who do even movies. You see people who do movies and commercials. They'll eventually go back to their roots to theater just to get that experience because it's
for
the
sure.
love of acting.
Yeah, you definitely do commercials to pay bills.
Right.
And to put it on your resume. You don't do that because you love doing commercials.
Right.
No one does a commercial because they love to do it.
The modeling, I was bad at that, so I didn't like it.
You were just bad.
Yeah, I was just bad.
Modeling takes work. People don't realize that.
No, it requires a specific look. It's so funny too. Like the season models. Like it was so funny watching you versus like what I would try to do. You would get in front of the camera and then just instantly flip a switch, and you could just tell like, oh shit, like look at that compared to what I did. It's like look at that your hand placements, your body, like the way you need to shift your body in the light, like the way you need to put your face, just all of that. I'm just like, bro.
There's a lot to it. You have to practice.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm just like, yep, never gonna get like that. So
I love modeling.
Yeah,
I think it's so much fun.
Yeah, I just suck at it. So I'd rather just watch you all day do it.
You watch me all day.
Yeah, I would just much rather watch you all day.
Oh, you're sweet.
Oh, oh.
Also, we were with a good agency.
Decent.
Okay, well, we were with an agency that got us work regularly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. She would actually get everyone the opportunity to get work, is what it was.
Yeah,
right?
You had opportunity to get work. You also had opportunity for headshots or if you wanted to take classes.
Right.
Like, they really focused on helping growing you as a talent.
Right.
Which is awesome.
And now they're a lot bigger, I can imagine. Because they have like Packer players in their roster. They have a lot of people. They had people working on different movies and things. I mean, it's different now than it used to be. Because remember, this was how many years ago now? When we were part of this?
Well, I joined in 2011.
Right, and it had been around 15, 16 when I was doing it. So, I mean, it was definitely 15, 16. So this was 4 to 8 years ago. So there's a good amount of time passed since then.
Mm-hmm. I think what's funny is a lot of people think of talent agencies or acting agencies or whatever, and they don't really know what it is or like what it all entails. So there's a lot of fake agencies out there.
Yeah.
And people be like, oh, I'm part of John Robert Powers. Like, that's a fake agency. Because it's basically what it is, these giant companies who say they're a modeling talent agency, and then they go out and scout at a local mall, or they have those like radio advertisements you hear, and so you go to a casting and they're like, we picked you out of thousands of people. You now have to pay us $5,000 to take our class, and we'll sign you as a talent. That's not real. That's not how actual talent agencies work.
Yeah, people get scammed a lot by that stuff.
They get scammed a ton by that. I just think it's so funny being in college and some being like, Taylor, I got approached by Barbizon. I'd be like, that's not a real agency. Don't do it.
No, but so did my sisters. Both
really?
of them went through Barbizon.
Oh,
Yeah, they
man.
both. My family went through a couple of these stints too, where they would my sister went through Barbizon.
Yeah.
And they would scam people. I mean, you realize that it's a scam eventually, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went through Barbizon when I was in elementary school.
Oh.
But that was not me falling for it. That was my mother falling for it.
I gotcha.
And paid $5,000 to a fake agency.
Yeah.
That's when people are like, oh, I got scouted. I'm like, it's not real. They're like, what do you mean? They have like Ashton Kutcher signed. I'm like, Ashton Kutcher is not signed to Barbizon. I guarantee it.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that's how he's getting all of his movie gigs.
Right.
So I thought it was a random tidbit I wanted to tell people. If
that's
someone
cool.
is saying you have to pay to be a part of their agency, it's not a real agency.
And then eventually we both auditioned for something known as GAGS.
Yes.
What is that? What is GAGS?
GAGS is the Green Bay Killer Clown.
Yeah. So how many years ago was this? 3 years? 4 years?
4.
At this point? It was 4 years.
Yeah. It was before we started dating.
Right. So y'all probably are aware about 4 years ago that all over the news there was these supposed killer clowns on different sightings. People would post these going, "Oh my God, look at this clown." There was ones in Pennsylvania, some in Wisconsin, some in LA. They were all over.
It was everywhere.
It was all over. Well, it turns out it was originally started by a film called GAGS, which is this short film, this indie short film by Adam Krause, who's a director in Green Bay. He wrote this short film.
Yes.
And he wanted to have it located in the town that he lived in, which is Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. GAGS, you can Google it right now. You can go on and Google GAGS, and you can see the pictures online of this clown that circulated all the way to the Netherlands, everywhere.
Fox News.
Fox News, yeah. Pretty much all the news outlets at the time were talking about it. That was because of a short film that we were in. Mm-hmm. Called GAGS the Clown.
We're partially responsible for all of that.
Well, we are pretty responsible for it.
We're very much responsible for it.
We had both auditioned for this film.
Yes, because we were part of the same agency.
Right. The one agency had auditioned people for this film, and we were both cast in it. And that is kind of how we met.
Yeah. We had known of each other. We were not friends by any means.
Right.
I was not thrilled that Cory was cast in this, but I was willing to work with him anyways.
You weren't thrilled? What?
No, I didn't like you.
Oh, you didn't really know me at that. This was I mean...
I asked Heather, I was like, who got cast? And she's like, Cory Estreen. I was like, meh. Okay.
Oh, that's so soft. Damn, that's cold.
I was not a fan.
That's cold.
But yeah, we auditioned for it and got cast together.
We did.
You, me, and one other girl.
Yep, there was only 3 people in the actual film.
It's a very small film. And it was found footage. So it's very different from like a normal film set. It's not big budget. We don't have our own trailers. Like, we were doing our own makeup, providing our own clothing. We were doing rehearsals in the director's garage.
Yeah.
And using our cell phones to pretend to hold a very fancy camera to start filming all of this.
Right, because obviously when we say found footage, everyone probably goes, "Oh, cringe," because the actual genre of found footage isn't popular. It's just not.
No.
It does provide some really interesting techniques for film, though, as far as getting the view from, you only see what the camera holder is showing you.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. But so it was an experience, and we were definitely down for it.
Oh yeah, I was super excited for it. It was also a horror film.
It was a horror film,
Which I hate horror films, but I've always wanted to be in one, so I was super pumped.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like a killer clown. Like, that sounds funny. And I was the last person to die. And I was so pumped that I got to make it to the end.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The film itself actually turned out really good.
Yeah. No, it was good.
For considering the budget, considering what we were given, the tools we had to work with.
Yeah.
The film turned out really fantastic. And we all turned it into different film festivals, like horror film festivals.
Yeah.
And it got really good ratings, and it started to make the rounds and be super popular in the horror community.
Yeah, people really, really enjoyed it. So basically what happens is when you make a short film, you make an indie film, in order to get people to watch it, obviously you don't just put it on Amazon. It doesn't just go to a movie theater. You have to do a media tour to build an audience. You have to show it to different reviewers. So that's what we did. We submitted it. Or the director submitted it, and a lot of people liked it, and they liked it so much and were intrigued by it so much they want to do Q&As with cast and director. They wanted GAGS to make an appearance. Honestly, that was like the main reason we got to go to places.
Well, and a large amount of the excitement and the generating the talk about it was from the marketing campaign that we had set up.
So we did a viral marketing campaign. So we took pictures of GAGS in random places in Green Bay. We had done this months prior. And then the director paid a couple of people to post pictures. We're like, hey, just post this picture. Say you saw this clown. Paid this one kid. Make a Facebook group Facebook page as soon as someone posts it, and name the clown GAGS, because that's what the name is. And it went very viral. We thought it would be like Wisconsin viral. We're like, maybe we'll make the local news. And then, like Cory said, it was everywhere. It was in Norway, and I think the director was on News or USA Today at some point.
Then even the Young Turks, if you guys know who they were talking about it. There were people in California talking about it. It was everywhere.
It went really, really, really,
it was a
really
6-day
viral.
streak of basically this super viral thing. It was awesome. When we shared the Facebook post with the pictures of Gags, they were so scary and frightening. People were sharing them all over their own Facebooks asking, has anyone seen him?
Yeah.
In Green Bay, because you live there. Joke's on them. They're not going to see him because these photos were taken months ago.
Before.
Right. So because there was people threatening to find him and kill him.
Oh, yeah. There's people talking about, if this clown shows up again, I'm going to grab my gun.
Right.
Like, there was people
lots of
being
threats.
Very violent.
Right. And I mean, a lot of people were scared for their lives. They thought this was a real thing.
Yeah.
So it was one of these things where we knew it was fake. Obviously, there was the risk involved with it, but with all great expression comes a little risk, I feel like. I remember refreshing the original post, watching the numbers go up until it hit 8,000 shares?
Yeah.
In a matter of 24 to 48 hours. 8,000 shares.
It was nuts.
Yeah. One video on YouTube got 12 million views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is actually insane to think about. It was very exciting. And then everyone is talking about it around us.
Then we can't say anything about it.
You can't say anything, You can be like, oh, that's crazy. What is that? But it was exciting. I was in the Vagabond. I was in a stage performance of Vagabond Halfback when that was going on. And everyone at rehearsal and the actual performances was asking me about it. And I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
It was a surreal experience. It was really, really crazy. I remember the director, Adam Krause, was on... What news station was he on? Did he go on?
I think it was USA Today.
USA Today he was on. And he would talk about it. It's just crazy. Small town, Green Bay. Once
the news finally broke.
Once the news broke.
So, obviously, none of us spoiled that it was just a viral campaign for a movie. There was an actor who had also auditioned and not got cast. And he was upset about not being cast. So, he went to every news station he could in the Appleton, Green Bay area. And basically stood outside until someone would listen to him. And he told them everything about it. No, it's not a real clown. It's a short film. There's these people who are cast in it. Yeah, I mean, he definitely got some blowback for it because he basically ruined our fun.
Right.
But
he was playing it under the guise of, I'm doing this to protect people because people are scared for their lives and their families and everything. But in reality, there was, wouldn't you go to the creators? Respect to go to the creators and be like, hey, guys, I want to talk to you about this, etc. He did.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it was out of jealousy because you don't just throw people under the bus like that.
No.
He didn't even talk to us about it.
No.
And,
especially, the agency who cast it, he was a part of that agency.
Yeah, he was a part of the agency. So
he shot himself in the foot and they're like, okay, well now we can't trust you to audition for things and not run your mouth.
Yeah, you basically threw everyone under the bus.
Yeah.
Like your own agency, you threw it under the bus.
It's not
so
good
yeah,
look.
he there was a lot of relationships that were spoiled because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously really upset. I would have had the respect to go to someone face to face and inquire about the situation.
Yeah, or let them announce it, or say, "Hey, how are you announcing this?"
Yeah, what is your goal? What is your aim? Right. But either way, we were successful for about 6 days. It went crazy viral. It generated so much publicity, and we went on tours, film tours for the next how many months? We traveled
8 months or so.
We traveled all over Wisconsin to different tours for Q&As.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was really surreal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to different people and seeing their reactions to it. Honestly, one of my favorite things is sitting in the movie theater and having people watch it and you're there and you know what happens, but they don't know what happens, and watching people's reactions.
Yeah, the first experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Q&As were really fun. Be able to talk to different people. I feel like every question for me was like, were you really that comfortable swearing that much? And I'm like,
oh,
you have no idea how much I swear in real life.
Oh yeah, so part of, I guess millennial jargon when you're out to the bars and things, kids swear a lot. So we wanted to act, another thing about found footage, it had to be as real as possible.
Yeah.
There is a lot of swearing in the film.
A lot.
Exceptionally. We say the F word probably 150 times. Probably more than that.
We said it 70 times.
I don't know. It was a lot. It was crazy.
I think we counted. It was 70 some times in, how long was it? 15 minutes?
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Okay, maybe it was 70 times. Either way,
yeah.
It was incredibly.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
That was everyone's question for me. how did you swear that much?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like, well, that's how I talk every day.
Yeah. But we didn't swear that much. But yeah, it was a really cool experience.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
People loved seeing Gags in person.
Yep.
It was like he was a Disney character. It was hilarious. People were like, I want a picture with Gags. I'm like, okay.
Yep. And we actually had to shoot before the film went to these film festivals. We actually had to do some reshoots and ADR for it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is originally where I feel like Taylor became interested in me.
Yes, this is correct.
It's the first time.
The first time. Well, okay, so we had filmed a bunch of this. And obviously they go back, they edit, they figure out what they want to toss, what they want to keep. And they realize that they really wanted to reshoot one of our bar scenes. My character in the movie is basically the drunk, super irresponsible friend that hooks up, makes out with a whole bunch of guys. Like, I'm kind of a slut or a floozy, however you want to say it. So when we had filmed the bar scene, instead of just casting someone, I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend. Perfect. I get to make out with him versus like a random stranger. Then they're like, oh, Adam called me and he's like, yeah, we need to refilm that bar scene. He's like, when can your boyfriend come down? We're thinking like these dates. I was like, yeah, I don't have a boyfriend anymore. He's like, oh, well, do you want me to find someone for that scene? I'm like, no, I can find someone. Like, I can find a dude that'll want to make out with me. Well, it turns out the guy who was supposed to come make out with me got drunk the night before, blacked out, never charged his phone, so he didn't show up to the shoot. I was panicking because I was responsible. That was my one job. Taylor, bring a dude to make out with. And I failed.
That's okay, I brought one.
Oh, yeah. No, he brought one, but I did not want to make out with him. So I went to the kitchen. I was like, is there anyone like cute or kind of young in there that I can make out with? And the bartender's like, no. I was like, this is weird, but can I make out with you? He was cute. He's like, yeah, I don't think my girlfriend's going to like that. So I had no choice. I had to use Cory's friend.
Yeah, which it was funny because he didn't take a shower. After a huge night of drinking, we had all been out the night before. He didn't take a shower. He just decided to stroll up to this shoot, and he was there, and he was the only person she could make out with, and I felt so bad.
He didn't brush his teeth.
Yeah, it was rough.
He smelled, had greasy hair, and had terrible breath, and I had to literally make out with him, like on top of him. Blah. And I was not happy.
Yeah, but I feel that was pretty much the start of it. That's where...
Yeah, because Cory's like, where's your boyfriend? And I was like, I don't have a boyfriend. I have to make out with your friend now. And then after we shot, we ended up getting lunch. I just like put my feelers out there. Yep. Because I thought you were cute.
Yeah.
And we'd spent a lot of time together at that point.
We had spent a lot of time, so it was one of those things where
we had so many rehearsals.
Right.
Like we rehearsed for like hours at a time randomly.
Right.
Shoots were overnight. We spent a lot of time together.
We did. But originally she did not like me and I did not like her. We were at a State Farm gig, which was the Aaron Rodgers discount double check State Farm commercials, if y'all are aware of those.
There's like 10,000
There's like 10,000 of those, or at least there were at the time.
Yeah.
We had been in those, and we were discussing pay at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're standing in line.
And all I remember is I was like, wow, this chick's a stuck-up bitch. And then what did you think about me?
Okay, so someone was asking me, because I'm so experienced, they were like, Taylor, how does our pay work? Blah, 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 blah. So I was explaining to them their pay. And Cory, I think you were like, that's not right. And I was like, what do you mean this is not right? I know what I'm talking about. I was so PO'd because I'd heard things about him. I'd known of him. And I thought he was cocky and arrogant and smart ass. Yeah. So then he was trying to tell me I'm not right. So I whipped around and did all the math. I was like, this, and this, and this. I'm right. I was so...
Yeah,
I did not like you at all.
Yeah, we did not like each other.
Like, I wasn't even interested in getting to know you.
Right. So as you do, it's meant to be. And now we're together.
I know. Now there's really cute footage on some random camera at Adam Krause's house of Cory just staring lovingly at me.
Right.
Before we even got together.
Yeah, so and history presents itself. Oh, another thing before we go on, there was actually another thing in addition to the GAGS short film. The GAGS short film inspired some producers from Chicago to come up and ask Adam if he was interested in doing.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they came up and asked if we wanted to do an actual feature film of GAGS. And they would provide us the budget and everything, that we would work on getting actors from LA, some seasoned actors.
Yeah.
And which was really interesting for me because I was like, okay, well, am I going to be in the film? Taylor was like, am I going to be in the film? Like, are the original cast going to be?
We'd put so much time and work into it for the past year and a half at that point.
And technically, we were the reasons why the original short film was so good. Yes. We were the actors in it, and we had a lot of creative control over the way it was edited.
Oh,
a lot of creative
edited,
control. Right.
Especially our lines too. Like, we were given freedom to edit our lines, to change our lines, which if you work anywhere on a commercial or on a feature film, you don't get that luxury. Like, we were really part of the artistic process.
Right. That was super cool. We had a budget, $40-50K, which it's not huge, but it's still big compared to $100.
Yeah, like 3 unpaid actors.
Right, so 3 unpaid actors doing it for exposure.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. They had brought in people that worked on The Walking Dead, Hawaii Five-0, a lot of different cool TV shows and movies. They brought in a famous indie horror film actress.
Yeah.
So yeah, that movie is actually currently available on Amazon. You can also buy a hard copy at Target. There's a lot of cool places you can buy it and watch it on streaming platforms. Take a look. I'm in there.
Yes,
Anyways, do you want to explain why you would not be seen in there?
Well, I'm seen in the new edit.
You're seen in the new edit?
They cut a part of me from the short in.
Seriously? Wow.
It wasn't in the premiere. So after the premiere, they went back and made changes. And then they emailed me and asked for me to sign paperwork allowing them to use me.
Right.
I mean, but it was just a small clip. I wasn't actually cast in the movie.
That was a huge spot of controversy, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you were really upset by it.
Yes. Yeah, I was upset by it just because we had done so much for the short film. We also weren't paid for the short film, and we invested a lot of time and energy into it. And then we went to all of the media tours. Like, that was all on our own dime. Like, you and I paying for our own gas money, paying to, like, eat out or whatever while we were there. So, yeah, I mean, I was definitely disappointed in not being in the feature.
It was hard to get you to audition for it.
Yeah.
Specifically because of your time commitments.
Well, yeah, I had asked if I could do an in-person audition. Because obviously in-person's the best version of auditioning. And I think what bugged me was the fact that you didn't even really have to audition.
No, I went in for audition.
No, they had you screen test some special effects.
Oh, they did, yeah.
But that wasn't an actual audition.
Not like an official one, no.
Yeah, so you didn't have to officially audition. They're like, hey, Cory, can we borrow you to do some, like, some special effects and see how they work out? Right. So you didn't actually audition.
I mean, that was my audition, and I slammed it, by the way.
Well, clearly you slammed it because you are in it as a supporting actor. But yeah, so I was just asking kind of for like the same, courtesy.
Right.
I really wanted to do an in-person audition, and they're like, nah, just film it and send it in. And I really wanted to do an in-person audition because that makes the world of difference. Like, getting in front of people, making those connections with those people, that's how you get booked a lot of times.
Right.
So yeah, I was not in it. I guess it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
But it was definitely something I was passionate about, and I don't want to say I assumed I would have been in it, but I definitely
believed you were going to.
I believed I was going to. And then I think the worst part was that everyone's like, oh, when is it coming out? Like, what are you guys doing for it? And I wasn't included in it at all.
And they assumed she was.
And everyone assumed I was still in it. So then I had to tell people, like, oh, I'm not. I actually didn't get cast. Not in there. So.
Yeah, it was the first time that I had an IMDb credit. So there's something to say for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a cool experience. Yeah, that was my last big acting gig, I think.
I think for both of us.
Yeah, for both of us, that was our last big.
It's been a hot while.
Yeah, life happens. We moved.
We moved.
I have a tailor. Changes my priorities in life a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we got together. And we moved in together and started dating. And we had kept talking about how we wanted to move to LA. And kept talking about, oh, we want to move to LA. We want to move to LA. We want to become actors. Which we still do want to do acting.
Yeah, we still want to act.
Like, that's still not our dream. We shifted our priorities to what works best for us right now. What was kind of happening in life was my job. I got promoted very quickly to store manager. I was doing a lot of traveling and was helping out at all these stores, and they wanted us to move here. And to be honest, my job was offering to pay to relocate us here, and that's a huge expense when you're trying to go move somewhere. Is someone paying you to move? You know, they're paying for us to go to Nashville, not LA.
Right.
And we kind of realized that LA wasn't where we wanted to be at that moment.
I mean, even with our shift in focus and shift in ideals, not necessarily a huge shift in ideals, but it turns out that Nashville was much more our speed. Mm-hmm. And LA was, now that we're here, we understand how important that was that we came to Nashville instead of LA.
Oh, very important.
LA is kind of falling apart a little bit.
LA is a freaking dumpster fire.
Well, literally, actually.
Yeah.
It's the homeless population, the fires. Mm-hmm. It's kind of falling apart.
The living expenses.
The living expenses. It's ridiculous. Right now, actually, people are fleeing LA like crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them, but it's just with the political climate, the landscape, how it's shaping up to be, especially right now, it turned out to be a good decision to come to Nashville.
It is a very good decision.
Not to say that we won't ever move out there or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But at this moment, Nashville proved to be the best choice.
Oh, for sure. You have to be prepared to, when you move to a bigger city like that, like whenever we decide to make that step, you have to grind. You have to work your ass off once you like go head. I don't know, just gonna use your arm, heads to the balls to the wall. So.
Heads to the sweat drop down my balls. All these bitches call.
I don't know why I had that. It stuck in my head. It just came out. But you have to be willing to put in the work and to be in the mindset where you have enough money saved up and to the point where you're like, okay, I might be a server and I might be trying to run out and go to auditions every single day, and I can audition for years. I can do all of this student film work for free, and you have to be prepared to not make a dime for several years.
It's just rough. You have to have thick skin.
You have to have very thick skin.
Freaking steel skin, because you got to be willing to be told that you're crap.
Yeah.
And some people aren't. Mm-hmm. They let it get to them. But that's what it is. But literally, the acting industry is you going in and having others tell you that you're accepted or rejected. That's, based
Did
on
I ever tell you about that hair show that I was supposed to do?
No.
I got cast for a hair show. They had my measurements because it's in my portfolio, it's in my doc. And they cast me. And then I think one of them came to the agency to measure me again. They knew my measurements, hired me, then saw me in person, realized, ooh, yeah, not gonna work. Like you have to have very thick skin for someone basically to look at you and be like, yeah, you don't look right. Nope, you don't have the job anymore.
Yep, it's par for the course. That's the job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're in Nashville now. Hopefully we get more into acting, dancing for her. She does a lot of dancing here, especially before COVID. Yeah,
before COVID. Ugh, I miss dance classes. I take a lot of classes at Millennium Dance Complex here in Nashville. They have a location in LA too. And they're just a bunch of really amazing people. It's also nice to be taking classes versus teaching. When I left college, instead of performing dance and being a competitive dancer, I went into the more teaching role. So I was teaching. I was also the competitive director at a dance studio. And that was really exciting because I got to be on the side of like creating the pieces and putting the lighting and the costuming and all the choreography together. It was really fulfilling artistically wise. But I didn't get the chance to dance. And I think that was a huge void. I didn't realize how much that was a void until moving here and getting to take classes again. There's nothing like being able to go into a class and just be a student and learn from someone. I love it. It's just I haven't been back since COVID.
That's great.
That's good.
Fantastic.
You're so enthused.
I'm so no, I just can't dance. That's basically why.
I've never seen you
want to
dance.
see me dance? I do the sprinkler and the pizza maker.
What's
and,
the pizza maker?
The pizza maker. Making the pizza.
Oh.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off.
Well, what's the pizza maker? Remember when Kevin James does it in Hitch? He makes some pizzas in Hitch, doesn't he?
He's like throw them in the air?
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, pizza maker.
He throws it in the air.
Kevin James does that. That's me dancing.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm white guy dancing.
Yeah.
That's okay though. I'll bust a move.
I would love to see you bust a move.
One day, maybe.
One day.
But that's all we got for today, friends. Yes. That is episode 5.
Before we close out the show, since this comes out the week of Thanksgiving, I think we should each say one thing that we are thankful for.
Aw, that's so cute.
It's cute. And then everyone can put in the comments on our social media what they're thankful for.
Oh, that's such a great idea.
I know. I'm amazing.
You are.
So what are you thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for you.
Oh, thank you.
You are everything to me.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
What else are you thankful for?
I am thankful for my job. Even though it took me a while to find something, I am thankful that it provides for what you and I need. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for the friends that I've made in Nashville. Mm-hmm. I am very, 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 very thankful for my family that I'm not able to see as much as I need to.
That was really nice.
That is what I am thankful for.
We're just going to crop this part and then just send it to everyone.
Okay, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for you, obviously.
Oh.
I'm thankful that you keep our apartment so nice and clean.
I'm glad I'm useful for something.
No, I'm thankful for all the little things you do and how supportive you are of me. I'm thankful for my family. And we have like the same things we're thankful for.
I know.
But I'm also thankful to my 2 friends that I have here. I can't go an episode without mentioning them.
Yes. It's a
I gotta sneak it in.
There you guys go.
Yes. I'm also thankful for our listeners and everyone who has continued to listen, because that means a lot to us.
Yeah, and picking up, we really appreciate your shares. Really appreciate all your interaction with social media. We'd love more because it makes our job easy when you do.
Yes. And we're going to share... We got our first rating and review on Apple Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. It was super gushy. I mean, it made our hearts well a little bit.
It did. So we're going to share it. I'm going to use your username because, well, sucks to be you. You didn't tell me not to. So we got a 5 stars from Alex70397. And they said, what an awesome duo. Love this podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. And if you want us to share your review, you have to go make one. So, 5 stars, obviously.
Yeah, Avi.
And then write a review. Maybe let us know what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of. We'll ignore that part, but we'll read it. And, yeah.
Remember that we are uploading bi-weekly episodes on Wednesdays now.
Yes.
So put it in your calendar. Mark it down.
Every other Wednesday.
Subscribe. I will be coming out with an email list for you people too.
Yes. And we're going to start doing some stuff on our Patreon.
Right.
If you've not yet subscribed. Do you subscribe to a Patreon?
Yeah, that's the whole point, man.
I know.
There's different tiers of cool stuff.
I'm making sure. So if you subscribe to our Patreon, we're going to have some exclusive content over there. If you can't just get enough of us and you need some more. We do still have our affiliate link for Instacart. This comes out on Wednesday. Thanksgiving is the next day. You forget something at the store. Do not go yourself. That's going to be a crazy hot mess of a zoo. Just send someone else to go pick it up for you. Instacart. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us on all socials at Strive Nation Pod. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Feel free to show your support and check out our Patreon. And remember, when the world is upside down, Strive Nation's right side up. Have a good one.
Bye.